Hello everyone, welcome to my class. So today's topic is lumbar spine. To cover lumbar spine, there will be a series of videos. Probably I might take 10 classes to finish off the lumbar spine biomechanics. So the style of teaching basically will be beginners level. My older students will know that we have three styles of teaching. One is beginners level, then moderate, and then the expert class. So I'll be employing this. This is my favorite style. This is actually inspired by Albert Einstein when he once said that whatever maybe is your thesis, whatever maybe is your philosophy, if you are able to convey it to your grandmother and your grandmother understands it, then you are the best teacher. So the objective will be that to make you understand as much as possible, as clear as possible. So the teaching will be simple, basic English, and relatable examples. So that will be the objective. Of course, there are other teaching styles which I'll be employing once in a while, perhaps in other topics. Yeah. So straight away we'll go to the class. Uh, what I'll be covering in biomechanics. This is the, you can see, this is the format I will be doing. So the first class, that is today, I will be covering the parts, structures, joints and articulations. That is the basic anatomy today I will be doing. Then the next class will be having intervertebral disc. And then I talk about stabilizing structures, anterior and posterior longitudinal ligament, ligamentum flavum and other ligaments, osteokinematics, arthrokinematics, kinetics, thoracolumbar fascia, lumbopelvic rhythm, and then finally we end up with pathomechanics. So this is the format. So you can see this just like to give you a rough idea. This is the vertebral column. This is the vertebral column. This is the skull. So we have in the vertebral column, we have cervical spine, thoracic spine, lumbar spine, sacrum and coccyx. The cervical spine has 7 cervical vertebrae. The thoracic spine has 12 thoracic vertebrae. The lumbar spine has 5 lumbar vertebrae. So today we are going to discuss these 5 lumbar vertebrae. And then the sacrum. Sacrum has 5 sacral vertebrae which are fused. It looks like one bone, but it's actually 5. Then you have coccyx, 4 fused coccygeal vertebrae. So this is the overall view. So now we'll go to the lumbar spine. As I said, the lumbar spine has, I'll take you to the, where I'll be showing you with the diagrams and bones. So this is where I'll be showing you with diagrams and bones about lumbar spine. Yeah. So as I showed you there, this is a typical lumbar spine. My wonderful faculty has made this with the help of a thermocol and tape. This is a lumbar spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the white things are called as intervertebral disc, which I will be taking in the next class. So for now you remember you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lumbar vertebrae. And then you saw in the picture you have a sacrum. It is like this. So if I am keeping the spine like this. I yeah, sorry for that. Keep it like this and tell me which side is the man facing. This is anterior and this side will be posterior. Suppose if you take your hand and touch your back, the center of the back, you will be touching this. So thus this is posterior and this is anterior. Above will be thoracic spine. As I told you, there are 12 thoracic vertebrae. You have to count from above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to count from above to count the vertebrae. So this will be the first lumbar vertebrae. L1, L2, L3, L4 and L5 and then sacrum. Again I'll repeat L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. Usually in my traditional classes I repeat a lot, but now I will not be repeating the whatever I am saying. You can always repeat the video if you don't get it. So these are the 5 lumbar vertebrae and then sacrum. And you can see you have a lordosis, a bend, a curve like this. Concavity here, convexity here. So now we'll go to the parts of each how each lumbar vertebrae looks like. We'll go to the each part. So this is a typical lumbar spine. Each part looks like this. As I said, this is anterior, this is posterior. Now we go to the parts. This is called as vertebral body. Vertebral body. And this is neural arch. Neural arch. Why it is called neural arch? Through here, your spinal cord, not exactly spinal cord because the spinal cord ends at L1. So you can say neural material passes through it, cauda equina actually, but for now you remember the neural material passes through it. So that's why it's a protective arch covering that spinal cord. So it's a protective arch, as it is called as. From here it looks like an arch. So neural arch, vertebral body, kidney shaped vertebral body. Connecting the neural arch to the vertebral body, you have, I might use a pen to show you. Yeah, this is pedicle, connecting the vertebral body with the neural arch, both the sides. Both the sides you will be having pedicle. Pedicle, why it is called pedicle? Because it looks like a foot. How does it look like a foot? When you cut it, it will look like the shape of a foot. Both the sides you have. And then next we go to, this is called as spinous process. Spinous process. Then you have transverse process. This is called as transverse process, both the sides. Transverse process. It is located in the transverse direction and it's a process. Then you have superior articular pillar, both the sides. Superior articular pillar. Pillar is a pillar, you know the pillar. Superior articular pillar has a superior articulating facet. Articulating facet articulates with the above vertebra. So superior facet articulates with the inferior facet, the above vertebra. So you have superior facet, superior articular pillar which has a superior facet, and then you have inferior articular pillar with a inferior articular facet. Again, as I told you, it articulates with the below vertebra. This is called as lamina, roof, like a roof protecting the spinal material, roof, lamina. And then what we have, I guess that would be enough to understand the biomechanics. Spinal canal or neural foramina, vertebral foramina. Yeah, one thing, I have not joined the two vertebrae together, and then you will be having one more part, intervertebral foramina. Intervertebral foramina, this one. Intervertebra, international intervertebra, between the two vertebra, like between the two nations. So as I said, the spinal cord comes through here, and through here you will be having the nerves come out. The nerve roots come out like this, both the sides. Both the side it comes out everywhere. So L1, L2, L3, L4 accordingly, depending on which side it is there. Nerves will be coming out. So I hope you got a picture how it is. Have I missed any parts? Lamina, spinous process, transverse process, articular pillars, four articular pillars, pedicle. Yeah, pars interarticularis. I don't know in the video if you can see, when I try to break it, I won't be breaking it. If I try to break it, the bone will break into two parts at this junction. Why only at this junction? Because that is the weakest part of the bone. That is the weakest part of the bone. Thus, it is called as pars interarticularis. Pars interarticularis. Yes. So that covers the parts. So, if you join together the two bones, you have a vertebral segment. Of course, in between you have a disc. So I am taking a small thermocol. Yes. So your vertebral segment looks like this. So the same thing, it is always important to learn with diagram. Your teachers will definitely be telling you this. Always learn anatomy and biomechanics with a diagram. So take a bone. I'm also not that good in diagram, but we need to learn. So we need to draw. Yes, so we have, you can do it as well. You can take a white paper, you can try to draw this and try to name the parts. So I hope you have done. You can add the disk for time being. Yeah, so name the parts. This is superior articular pillar. Articulating surface will be not visible. This is spinous process. This is inferior articular pillar. Lamina will not be so clear, but yeah, this is lamina. The side view will be better for lamina, so we will be drawing one more picture. Always as many pictures as possible. Pedicle. Vertebral body. Have I missed anything? IV disc. Never write initials, it is intervertebral disc. But for now I am writing. You never write in your paper intervertebral IV. Write always the full form. Intervertebral disc. So I've covered the all the parts. Again, not just that, you also should have a superior view. It is always better to have a one more view. So draw the diagram is not that beautiful, but you're understanding the concept, that should be beautiful, not your diagram. So again, name the parts. This is spinous process. I think it looks sharp. This is nothing but spinous process. Transverse process. Vertebral body. pedicle, this is superior articular pillar, and you can say facet also. Inferior you cannot see. Lamina is here, so come down, yeah, lamina. In your paper you can organize it better because the board is short, so the names are jumbled up. Organize it better always. Have I covered? Yes, I have covered all the parts. So you can keep these two with the disc. So what do we have? We have two types of joints. One is the joint between the facets, and one is the joint between two vertebral bodies. We have facet joints, we have two types of joints but three joints. Two facet joints and one interbody joint. This is called as interbody joint. Two facet joints and one interbody joint between each lumbar segment. Facet joints are synovial joint. It has a synovial fluid with the capsule both the sides. So these are plain synovial joints. Some say it is curve shaped or J shaped, but you just remember because again make it simple. For now you remember it's a plain synovial joint. And then this is interbody joint with intervertebral disc. This is not a synovial joint, this is a symphysis type of joint. You must have learnt in the classification of joints. This is a amphiarthrosis, diarthrosis, amphiarthrosis. So it is a symphysis type of joint. So these two joints we have to discuss in kinematics and kinetics. The articulations, as I have told you, the superior articular facet articulates with the inferior articular facet on both the sides. It goes down and up. So if I have to tell you properly, the superior articular facet, superior articular facet of a lumbar vertebra articulates with the inferior, this is inferior to this vertebra, inferior articulating facet of the vertebra above. So I'll repeat, even if I don't repeat, you have the video. I know my voice is not that sweet, but you have to repeat it to learn. So I'll say it again. This is a lower vertebra, this is a upper vertebra. I'll remove the disc. This is a lower vertebra, this is the upper vertebra. So superior articular facet of the lower vertebra articulates with the inferior articular facet of the upper vertebra. So these are the articulations. And for the interbody joint, the articulations are the lower surface of the vertebra above and the superior surface of the vertebra below communicate with the help of a intervertebral disc. So these are the articulations, these are the joints. Kinematics, kinetics will be coming in the further classes. So this is the end of the video. Thank you. See you in the next class. Enjoy your day.